I am home to tell you how I took part in a pantomime. My mum do say that I'm having to wear this silly wiggy because she do say it protects the innocent, but I am not a fruit smoochie. She also says I have to do this now before I do get changed from my school uniform. So let's get it done. Anyway, this is the story of how I did take part in a Burbright Players Pranto. My mum did say I have to be in one so she can get some peace and quiet. First, I had to go and do a big hall with my mum and sit and listen about the Pranto we were being. There were lots of grown-ups in the hall and they were all talking, but when the children did talk, we got shushed by an old lady who said she was a chair. She didn't look like a chair though. She looked like Mary Barry the caker maker. This is what she said. Welcome here everyone today to the auditions for this year's Pranto. It's lovely to have so many children here. You will enjoy yourselves and you will learn lots of things while you are here. You will also make lots of new friends. This was a lie. I was the only boy there and all the rest were stinky girls. I would not be making old friends with them. I did not like the sound of the learning bit either, as I get enough learning at school. But my mum says I must be in the Pranto because, for Christ's sake, she gets rid of me for 4 hours on a Sunday. Anyway, the old lady who is a chair then said, "We have a lovely Pranto this year. It is being called the Cabbage Patch Ploppers, and there are lots of parts for children as insects. I will now hand you over to the director." Then we saw a big man with a loud voice who looked like Father Christmas, and he said he was the director and he would play some games with us. I did think this was good and asked Mum if I could have my iPad if we were playing games, but that is not what the loud-voiced man meant. We all had to get up and run around the room, but the loud-voiced man did shout, "Not like mad things!" The grown-ups were all smiling and moving round, but they were not running because they were very old and shrivelled like Wuzzle Gumdrops, who is a scarecrow. Then he said, "Well done" to everyone, and I heard him whisper to the old lady who is a chair, "For God's sake, time must be up now. Just give them all a part and let's go home." Anyway, I did get a part in the Ploppers Pranto. I was a fly, which is good because I could go round licking people and being sick on them like flies do. I wanted to be a slug, but an adult had that part and he had lots of things to say. All I had to do was buzz, which I did a lot. The rehearsals was a bit boring. The children did have to sit very still and we had a very, very old lady in charge of us. She would say, "Do try and be quiet, dear," and "I'm sure your mother wouldn't want to learn that language," and "Christopher, stop licking Hermie One." When we did go on the stage, the man with the loud voice that looked like Father Christmas kept shouting us, saying, "You must be in another place." Then when we moved there, he did shout, "No, not there. Go back where you were, you foolish children." And then he did shout at me to stop licking Hermie One. There was a lady on stage playing a baby insect. She was dressed in a sheepskin and looked like a sausage roll. She talked quite posh and kept talking about dogs. She went on and on about them, quite a lot, and about how she washed them with dog champagne when she wasn't acting. She did have to climb up inside a giant flower pot at one time, but she did get verdigris, so she couldn't. I said I would climb up the flower pot, but the man with the loud voice did say I was not big enough. The very old lady who looked after children said that I should have a go, as perhaps I would fall off and break my neck. That would be good, because I would be off school then. The music lady was very nice. My mum said she was a teacher, but I do say she was too nice for that. She made us go la 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 and then sing Cadbury's Balladina or something like that. But then Herbie one did fart and it was really loud and everyone laughed, so we could not sing for a while. It was a good fart and I would have been proud of it if I'd done it. And that was all we did really. I looked at my iPad for a long time and then ran around a bit and got told to sit down by the very old lady. And then the posh dog lady did tell me to sit down. And then the man with the loud voice shouted at me to sit down. I saw him having a word with my mum when she came to pick me up. Mum did say, "Behave yourself, Christopher. It's nice and peaceful at home and you're not spoiling it by getting thrown out of this pranto. And her name's Hermione, not Hermy one." Well, when we did the performing bit, all the children had to sit in the room at the back that smelt like my granny's toilet. They gave us pictures to colour, but we got bored. The very old lady did say we must be quiet. She did say if we were quiet, she would give us biscuits. She went out and when she came back, she had 3 packets of chocolate blob knobs. She said no one else would have biscuits at the break, so we had to be good. We were quiet while we ate the blob knobs. I was going to tell her that my mum didn't like to let me have too much sugar, but the blob knobs were really nice. I ate 12 blob knobs. When it was the fly's turn to go on the stage, we all buzzed and buzzed and buzzed and buzzed and buzzed, and none of the adults could be talking. The backstage lady, who did speak posh, did whisper to me to stop licking Hermione. But Hermione was enjoying it now and licking me back. The people in the seats did roar with laughter and point at us. I did see my mum and thought, whoops, I'm in trouble later. Then the old lady who was our chair was there and she was saying, get them off now, for God's sake. And so we went off the stage and we did not go on again, even though we were meant to dance with the posh dog lady. The very old lady what did look after us was nice because Hermione was crying and she gave us all some sweets that she did find and we ate them. I did have a whole bag of wine gums. Hermione had 2. After the play we did go into the club room and the man with the loud voice said, "You've all done very well," and he did give the adults wine but said there were not any sweets for the children as they'd gone mysteriously missing. Hermione was sick on the posh dog lady's shoes. I told her, well done, because that is what flies do. And that is how I played in a pranto. What's that, Mum? Switch it off. All right.